It was overwhelming. At a point, I was like, you know what? I can't do this anymore.
Ma'am, I did not have a time. I have to take a break.
Yes.
And you never took a break.
I used to not even understand the topics when it's speaking. It would be completely blank. I would not even study. I'd just go to bed.
Did you think ever that you would be okay and ready to take multiple attempts? Or were you like confident? No, I'm ready. I will nail it in one go.
So I was working full time. I was doing 2 jobs at a time. And I was fasting as well and was doing my exam.
Did you feel intimidated? Did you feel that, oh my God, I can't speak and he has asked me to speak? So did you feel that?
It was very intimidating, being very honest.
A lot of students still lacking.
Yeah.
Many students are still not able to clear the exam. What could be the reason and what would be your piece of advice to turn that game?
I actually got a topic that was repeated at my class. So that was so helpful for me. So yeah.
What would you suggest to somebody today who would like to start their journey? What should be the right structure or roadmap? Nihla, grand congratulations for this super success story. And secondly, another congratulations for getting an ITA.
Thank you.
Now, I do ask this to everybody, but I get that you cleared the exam in the very first go and you nailed it like a pro. You were a full-time working professional. Now, when I do get a lot of messages in a day, I do get this a lot, ma'am, I did not have a time. I have to take a break.
Yes.
And you never took a break. So how was your journey like with full-time working work commitments and you never took a break? So what was it like that, you would like to tell the world that how did you pull this off?
So initially, being very honest, I started like last May, I assume. I started on May. So I was working full time. I was doing 2 jobs at a time.
Oh my God.
And so when I started with my A1 and A2, I was with a group class. So when I started on my B1, I quit my second job so that I could concentrate. So the routine I would do is I was very consistent. I was very consistent. At least 3 hours I would spare, nothing much. I would spare around 3 hours in the morning and in the evening after I come from work. So that was a routine I used to take. So, and I was mainly focused on my A1 and A2 on grammar, and then B1 starting onwards, I mainly focused on writing and speaking. So that's it. Yeah.
Wow. So did you have such organic structure in your mind that, okay, once I come to office or in a daily routine, I will do speaking for sure. I will do writing for sure. I will do listening for sure. Did you have such rules that you made for yourself?
Yes. So how it worked for me was every day, because I used to have afternoon classes. So as soon as I come, I used to have my classes. And thereafter, I would at least spend around 2 hours doing speaking and writing. That was like my main goal. Every day, speaking and writing at least around 2 topics each. And then morning before I used to go to work, I used to wake up very early, around 4:30, I would say, and then spend at least 1 hour practicing my speaking. Because the more the speaking I did, I think that gave me a lot of confidence, I would say, to, take off all topics, like in all different areas. So that helped me a lot.
Yeah, I read your testimony wherein you mentioned that you had done about like odd 40 to 70 topics. And we were like, oh my God.
Yeah.
That's like a lot.
I know, because I actually covered all the topics, I would say. Everything from October until March when I did everything, like all the topics around every corner. So I had confidence on, handling whatever could come on the test day. So yeah, that actually, my examiner or my tutor who was practicing me, he gave me a lot of confidence. I did a lot of on-spot. I did a lot of on-spot and prepared topics, because the main thing that I did was I used to prepare the topics in advance, write it down so that I had a flow of how to speak. So that gave me a lot of confidence. Yeah.
That is a key for sure.
Yes.
So you used to write the scripts and that's how you used to then practice and then get the correction done, feedback, and then redo it.
Exactly. Yes. So in first time when I started, I used to spend at least around 1.5 hours writing one specific topic, because I had a set of how to do it. And then with time, it just went down to around 15 to 20 minutes. Yeah. So that helped me a lot. Yeah.
Super. Now, talking about the fact that when we start this journey, we all have that emotional and baggage and also a lot of obstacles on our way. You started your journey with us as a complete beginner. Did you feel at that time that you would be ready soon? You see the path, oh yeah, I will clear one day in one attempt. Or did you have a lot of fears and doubts? Oh my God, no, I don't think this is meant for me. So how was your emotion quotient like?
It was very overwhelming, to be honest. I was like, I had so much of, I had to clear my exam. I was like, I have to do it by 2026. I should have my PR in my hand. That was one goal that I had. So I was like, when I was nearing, my almost 10, because it was around 10 months. So I was like, okay, I have to give it by either by February or March, I should be cleared out. I was said, I'm not taking anything extra. I'm not taking a second one. So, and I was fasting as well and was doing my exam. And that was very tough because I was doing classes.
That was Ramazan.
It was Ramazan fasting. So I was doing my classes, I was doing my prep, and it was very tough. It was overwhelming. At a point, I was like, you know what, I can't do this anymore. I was like, no, I can't do this. But I was like, okay, fine. I have come so far. Let me just give it a try and see. And I should be very honest. The team has been so great. You guys have been so helpful. So thank you for that. Those motivations, whatever that comes on the group, that was amazing. So that gave me a push. Okay, so I could do this as well, to be honest. Yeah.
Thank you. And since you're somebody who have taken a group class as well as one-on-one class, now, because I have seen you were with Sarah ma'am, then you were with Samira ma'am, and then you were with Hamza sir. So what would you suggest to somebody today who would like to start their journey? What should be the right structure or roadmap if they start their journey today?
So according to me, because it's a lot of investment, to be very honest. French is not easy. It's a lot of investment on money, time, and everything. So according to me, I started with group. So that was a good start, getting understanding of, the simple things about the basic grammar, structures, and everything. So I started off with A1 and A2 on group. That was a good insight for me, understanding how I was performing along with my participants who were with the team. And then I moved on with B1 and B2 because I wanted a better, I needed a little bit of more confidence and I wanted to finish it off soon. So that's the reason I moved on to the, individual training. So that helped me a lot. I would say it's a good mingle to have both. So it's you can save more time, save more money as well.
Yes, and it's purely balanced. When you moved from A2 to B1 transition and you were given the trainer, who is an expert himself, did you feel intimidated? Did you feel that, oh my God, I can't speak and he has asked me to speak? So did you feel that?
It was very intimidating, being very honest. He was like, he would just come up and I was like, talk. I'm like, okay, how am I supposed to do this? It was very intimidating, but he made me very comfortable. He would say, he started off with one topic and he would say, just prepare it and then talk, memorize it and talk. So that gave me a little bit of confidence, and with time, with on-spot topics, that helped me a lot. Because the pre-preparation helped me because you know what to talk, how to start a topic and how to end a topic. That's very important. Because so speaking, the start off, the middle and the ending is very important. If you know how to balance it off with your ideas, then you're good to go.
Awesome. What was the point you feel in your entire training that you felt that, okay, now I'm ready? Or were you like, okay, let me just take the exam and I'll see what do I get?
To be very honest, I put the whole trust on my trainer. So I asked him, do you think that I'm ready? Because I felt a little bit of confident. I told him that by March, I need to give it off. He said, go book your exam. You're good to go right now. I had a lot of confidence in him because he knows my skills. He knows how I was doing. So he kept on, because our focus was only on writing and speaking on class. Reading and listening, I was doing my, own work. So that was it. So so I think I gave a lot of confidence on my trainer. He was the one who made sure that I could go ahead with it.
Understood. Nihla, what was the worst day look like? Like, did you have those break points that, oh, today I was supposed to do listening, speaking, I couldn't do it. Oh, this I never knew. I don't know this vocabulary. I don't understand these topics. What was your worst day look like?
So at at a point, sometimes I used to not even understand the topics when it's speaking. At a first go, I will be like so blank. I would be like, what in the world? What are the words coming up with? Like, it would be completely blank. And I would have to keep repeating myself, can you please repeat it in simple words so I could understand? Because,
Oh.
certain words I couldn't understand at all, being very honest. So I think, but with repetition, I think I was able to handle it well. And there are certain days it was very, I would come after work, it would be so overwhelming, stressed out. I would not even study. I'd just go to bed, just there are days, every day you cannot study. That's normal, but you need to be very consistent. I was very consistent. I would make sure at least I would spend 1 hour on those difficult days to just, do either a reading or a listening if I can't do speaking or writing, because, that takes a lot of time. So I think consistency is very important. If you're not, it's going to break through you. Yeah.
For sure. I
Yes.
do get that. And so this was the worst day. Did you have those days also that you congratulated yourself? You were like, wow, today it made my day. Any such moment in the whole journey?
Oh, of course, because at certain times when I do my speaking very well, I know within myself, okay, fine, I did it well today. And on the exam day, when I just gave my speaking and I came, I was so confident. I was like, you know what, I did it well. So that confidence was able to, because I did my speaking first. It was my first. So then I had to do my reading and listening. So after I did my speaking, I was confident, okay, good. I am good to go and do my reading and listening, the other topics. So yeah, so that confidence is very important. If you just, if that screws you up, everything goes into the drain. So that is very important.
I totally agree to that. Now, talking about the ones, do you have one or give me three things that you feel that made the whole, that made the real contribution to your successful journey? Basically, was it grammar, vocabulary, feedback, consistency? What exactly you feel? Because reason I'm asking this question, many people are watching the podcast today. They come as a beginner mindset, intermediate learner, advanced learner. What is it that they should be doing or focusing a lot more on so that they deserve to get the success like the way you did today?
Initial, I would say consistency is very important. And then vocabulary, yes, it's very important. The more vocabulary you know, you would be able to add your own, own ideas and own expressions, and, you would be able to nail it in one go. That's very important. Vocabulary is the goal. And strategy. You need to plan it properly. You need to plan, okay, what needs to be done? How are you gonna, because although we get a lot of training, you need to plan yourself, your daily routine as to when are you going to study, when are you going to study French, how are you going to, adjust it with your daily course. That's very important. So I think the strategy, consistency, vocabulary, and plan it according. You should have a timeline as to when are you going to do your exam. That needs to be done so you can focus it and finish it off on the said timeline. So that helped me a lot. I had one specific timeline, so I was able to finish it off. Yeah.
Very nice. Totally inspiring. Nihla, now, even after listening to your inspiring story, I still feel that a lot of students still lacking.
Yeah.
Many students are still not able to clear the exam, whether it is with CLB 7, some CLB 5, 10 months, 12 months, 14 months, even in some time in our institute as well. What do you think? Why people are not able to clear? What could be the reason? And what would be your piece of advice to turn that game?
One piece of advice would be, I would say, do not take too much breaks, because when you take too much breaks, you lose your confidence, you lose your rhythm of learning. So that basically pulls you backwards. So you need to be very consistent. Just, keep up your holidays off to the side until you finish your exams, because I did that. I did a lot of sacrifice of, putting off all my personal holidays and everything to a side, because that can wait. TEF is not going to wait, changes are not going to wait. So you need to basically be very consistent on your game. That not taking the breaks and being very consistent will help you in a long way. That is very important. So yes.
100%. And I do agree with that, because I feel when we take a break, when we come back, it's like starting from scratch, and then we feel lost.
Exactly.
And then we start losing momentum. Did you think ever that you would be okay and ready to take multiple attempts? Or were you like confident? No, I'm ready. I will nail it in one go.
I've actually thought that I would go up to around 2 to 3 attempts, being very
Okay.
honest. Okay, because in the first go, because you cannot be very confident. Oh my God, I'm going to be I'll be done with first one. But once I was done with my speaking, I did have that confidence. Okay, I did it well, and whenever I did my speaking and writing, I was like, okay, I'm good to go. So, but there was a little bit, in sidely, okay, will I do it? Will I not do it? So I was preparing on the back end, if it's not on my first go, let me, give it another try. So yes.
Neela, I do get this question a lot that what to do a day before exam because many students feel little overwhelmed. They get anxious. Some even get anxiety attack. And what do I do? Like, what do I advise? And what did you do? So I really want to know from you.
So the one thing that I did was I've kept on repeating my topics, whichever I have done in my past. I had a file that was just purely for writing and speaking. So I just went through them, went through them. So I was able to grasp whatever the insights that I had. So that was important because you need to just even have an idea about the topic so that at this exam you will be able to, those ideas would flow through you. You don't have to just remember everything, but just those ideas would flow through you. So that would help you converse very naturally because that is very important. You should not have that scripted topic for them to, understand, oh, okay, she's so scripted. You should not have that. So that's important. So I went through all my topics. So that helped me. And I actually got a topic that was repeated at my class. So that was so helpful for me. So yeah.
Nice. That is like real gem because if that happens, the confidence boosts up.
Exactly.
And I think that's why maybe that's another reason. So now, Nihla, we have a very nice, lovely game that's called Fix the Student. So I'll give you the prompt. You are the chat GPT. Reply accordingly. The first one. I work 9 to 6. I'm too tired to study daily.
I have no choice, I have to go through it. So yes, just follow the script and study. That's it.
That's it. I understand French, but I can't speak.
Repetition, practice, and consistency is very important. So yes.
For sure. I finished A2, but I'm still not confident.
Oh my God, trust me, that's very, very, that's natural. So don't get demotivated. That's so natural. It happened with me. So yes,
That's just you will be fine slowly.
Yes.
I keep postponing my exam because I don't feel ready.
Never do that. Never postpone your exam. Just even if you think that you're confident to go for it, just go for it. Try it. Even if you fail on the first attempt, that's fine.
Yeah, perfect. I have already filled 4 exams, May, June, July, August, because I'm scared that I might not get the date.
Just be confident in yourself. You need to be very confident. You don't have to, fill out multiple dates because if you're confident, you can give it on off your first go.
Yes, and save money and time.
Yes.
I study a lot, but my score is sometimes stuck at B1.
Just make sure you go through your mistakes because that's important. Once you go through your mistakes and know where you're going wrong, you can obviously improve your scores on the next go.
I understand everything in the class, but I have a fear that when my examiner will ask me something, I'll be frozen.
That's very natural. Being very honest, I was frozen at the first go as well. So just relax yourself. Just look at the examiner, relax yourself. If you just have a smile on your face, it's going to be okay. Don't worry about it.
It's going to be okay. Yes. Can I just memorize the templates and clear the TEF for TCF?
Oh, no, never do that. Never do that. Just be very natural because if you are on a template, they would obviously recognize it. Never copy a template, never memorize it. Just be very natural. Just get your ideas in. You will be fine.
Last, everyone else is progressing faster than me, and that thought is killing me.
That's so natural. That's very normal. Everyone has that feeling. I had that feeling as well when I started. So natural. You're on the same page. So don't worry about it. With time, it's going to be okay.
Awesome. Nihla, thank you so much for taking out time today. It was really insightful podcast because
Thank you.
I do take a lot of notes, and I'm sure it would help the larger audience today, whoever is watching this podcast, because your answers were crisp, clear, and amazing. And we wish you a great journey ahead
Thank
and
you.
hope to see you soon as Canadian citizen.
Yes. Thank you so much, Ankita. It was nice talking to you, and you have a great day. Thank you so much.
Thank you.